So what is the craziest crime that an inmate was convicted for that I met in prison? This goes hands down to my old cellmate, Dante. This is a story of betrayal, righteousness, and protecting your kids to the fullest. A man who was pushed to the breaking point and had no choice. So let me paint the picture. I come in the cell. I'm about 24 years old. I'm put in confinement with Dante. Dante is probably a 48, 49 at this time, OG, shot caller for the Gangster Disciples, respected dude. I was caught up in all that fight clubs and running down on chomos, and at this time, I had got a really bad beating by the officers for taking things too far. Went on a kamikaze mission. Basically, a standoff in the cell where we make them run it. We're just so tired of the abuse and the starvation and just the way they're putting our enemies in the cell. And I snap and I do what's called a cell extraction. They come in there, they beat me, dislocate my shoulder, stitches in my eye, transfer me to another prison and have me in confinement still, hiding me. Now, this is where I meet Dante. I get put in his cell and he immediately understands what I'm going through. It almost reminds him of what he went through when he did his 10 years from YO, from I think 17 to 27. And we're talking and he embraces me almost like a little brother. He sees what he went through in me. No race, no politics, just love. And he was really into Christianity. And he would just drop knowledge. And, you know, he helped me heal, helped my shoulder, got me a little thing he made with a sheet to keep like a sling, helped me keep my eye from getting infected. And he would tell me he understands why I'm running it with the officers, why I'm attacking these chomos. He goes, I did 10 years, bro. I got out and I stayed clean for almost 15 years. So we're talking and chopping it up and telling him about what I went in, and he starts telling me about his story. And it was like one of the most just emotional things a man can ever hear. Such a righteous man, but at the same time, he'll cut your throat. But he only went after officers and inmates that hurt children or women, rapists and pedophiles and COs. And after hearing his story, you understand why. So he's an OG, been doing this shit since he was a youngster, changes his life, gets caught up for a murder and attempted murder in Brevard County. He used to always drop wisdom. He'd be like, yeah, I was just working on my jump shot, talking about the attempted murder. It was just like working on my form. But he dropped some gems. He said there's 3 things that will always test a man's loyalty: money, women, and facing prison time. He goes, and I've been violated by all 3. But this one here was the worst treachery ever done to me in my life. You hear me, Viking? So I'm listening, and he's dropping these just wisdom, and he's comparing everything in his life to what certain people went through in the Bible. And he goes, so about 3-4 years ago, I've been out, built a life for my family, living righteous. You know, I made a choice. Because, you know, in prison, once you change, you can never change back, Viking. So I would just listen to this OG drop the gems. Just listen to the gems. You know, once you change, you can never change back. What you mean by that, huh? He say, listen, in prison, you go to a dark place in your mind that you never thought existed. You know, you literally go insane to remain sane. This is where I heard that line from. There's times you never thought you could go and be that violent or be that deceptive or take it that far. But prison forces you to have to accept something that you never thought even existed inside of your brain. What you thought would never be acceptable or even normal becomes your everyday existence. And you can either use it and take that savageness and that fuel and that discipline of what you went through and survived and fought through and become a better man and use it as fuel, or use it as destruction and always be in the cycle of hell. He's like, I used it, man, to be a better person. I got out the game, everything. I did my 10 years, drug dealing, all that shit. And my son comes home one day from school, tells me in his own words, Viking, that the teacher from aftercare, tutor, had exposed himself. So I immediately wanted to go and just put 2 in the dude's head. But I said, fuck it, hold on, let me do some research. Viking, I looked this dude up. This teacher was convicted for strangling his wife, abusing his kids, stalking women, just a straight creep, coward. Was under investigation for multiple incidents, even had an injunction put on him for exposing himself to children. I couldn't believe this. The school failed my son. I immediately called the officers, DCF, the Special Victims Unit. I'm thinking, got this motherfucker. I did it right. I'm gonna stay here, put this behind us. Nope. Nope, Viking. The same system that told me I'm a monster unless I do it this way protects the monsters, fails our kids. They literally did their investigation. Didn't even fire the guy from school and said, we're going to leave the case open because of the testimony, but we just don't have enough right now. He couldn't believe it. You don't have enough. How is this guy even a teacher? My son is telling you what happened. Oh, we're going to leave it open. In so many words, Viking, what that means is unless your son truly gets hurt to the point where we have no choice to do something, we can't risk ever getting sued. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it. But their way is, we'll keep it open for you, champ. He said he snapped. That darkness came over him. He's like, Viking, bro, that was it. That's all. That's it. I called my homeboy Turtle. You know, we met in prison when we were youngsters. We both changed our life. And he knows what's up. But he was the voice of reason. Now, Turtle, he was showing me pictures of them when they're on the streets. This dude is 6'2", 6'3", jacked. He's got a giant Ninja Turtle across his chest with a blue bandana across it, just OG as well. He did, I think, 8 years also, basically, for attempted murder, working on his form as well. But they both got right with God and never went back. So he tells Turtle, who knows everything that's going on with the case, and he's like, I'm going over there to just slay some shit. Turtle said, nah, bro, I can't let you go out like that. We only get one shot at this, bro. You know these officers and these detectives and these DCF and all these agents in these schools, they ain't gonna do nothing but take you to prison forever, make you the monster, and probably get this dude a raise and some overtime. We only get one shot, and we gotta do it right. Can't let you go out on no emotional shit. Your son is like my son. We're brothers, dude. And that's some real shit right there. That's that love, bro, where somebody hurts your kid, whatever it is, and y'all in the same gang or organization, and it's not about money or drugs or women. You're probably gonna do a life sentence, but you're willing to protect the kid because what else is there? You're just gonna let your kid go to the school and get slaughtered eventually? I mean, what the fuck is going on? So they get a plan. They start stalking the stalker, watching him day in and day out, he said, for like 5-6 months. Finally said they caught him at a time where he was home during like the summer or something. And he'd always be home at this exact time, alone. So they dressed up like city workers, knocked on the door in a stolen car. He opens the door. They pull out the pistol. He said Turtle immediately just puts the pistol to his dome and says, get in the motherfucking house. Starts pistol whipping him. I'm sitting there like a kid at the campfire, like, damn. They put him in a room, and then there's like a walk-in closet, he said. We immediately put him in there. I pulled out the machete. Turtle got the gun to his head. He still doesn't know who we are. So I tell him, you know who I am. I'm such and such's father. This man has the fucking balls to say your son's a liar. Imagine that, a dude convicted of all types of heinous shit, a dude that was under investigation for the same shit is telling the father he's a liar while there's a gun to his head and the dude has a machete in his hand. So Turtle just starts pistol whipping him. Because at this point, it's like you've already been investigated for multiple times for exposing yourself to children, strangling your wife, beating your children, and you think we believe you, but you're so used to getting off of it and people believe in your lies, but not this time. It's game over. So Dante says, look, bro, I'm not going to kill you. He said he's begging, crying. I said, nah, bro, chill, bro. I'm not like one of these little kids. You ain't got to worry. I'm just going to take your weapon away from you. The dude looked confused, and he said he straight up castrated him, took his wood right from him. Yeah, dude screaming, ah. He said he chopping it up like onions, bro. Brutal. They hear a noise. He come out real quick. It's his dad. Nobody was supposed to be home, but dude was kind of by the kitchen like, what's going on? Immediately, Turtle runs up, puts the gun to him and says, lay your ass down. Turtle looks at him, and while he's telling me the story, he starts laughing. He says that he raised the machete to hit the father. And Turtle said, bro, don't do that. What you doing? We're not bad people. And they both start laughing. He said he looks over at the predator and says, we're going to do you like you did Dante's son. We're going to kill you in front of your father and then kill your father. Dante's like, what? Boom! Immediately lets one off in the predator's head. They look at the father. and all of a sudden they just straight up